Alrighty, what's up everybody? Angron's calmest and strongest son here. That's right, strongest. I'm making a bold claim right now. And you know I'm pretty biased when it comes to where I side in Warhammer, which factions I'm a fan of, right? You can kind of tell by the channel banner and you see the cutout of Angron and my profile picture's Karn. So you know I have the tendency to be biased towards Chaos, right? But there is one Legion, however, that I feel as though is missing something, and it's missing a pretty big thing that I'm gonna try to describe to you guys right now. So which Legion is that, you may ask? Well, it's the Alpha Legion. And sure, before I even get into it, I'm sure some lore master is gonna get on here right now and just, oh, but Connor, have you read an Alpha Legion book? Have you educated yourself on the Alpha Legion? To that I say, I've read one book and it was Legion, and I absolutely did not enjoy it. It was unfortunately a bit of a snooze fest. Really wanted to enjoy it, couldn't enjoy it. But Connor, you're asking me in the comments down below, did you read Harrow Master? It's really good. Or Head of the Hydra, Alfarius' Primarch book. To that I say, no. All right, I'm subsiding myself right now. I'm only getting along with my monthly Audible subscription, and I only get one book a month, y'all. You want to send me the book, feel free. Otherwise, it's a slow grind, but the Alpha Legion are next on my reading list. However, that being said, every Legion has something going for it, right? In one way or another, they've either been active in the setting or they have some general appeal to them, or something that sticks out to the viewer or the player or whatever you're interested in Warhammer, whether that be the narrative or the actual tabletop. World Eaters especially, they have this warrior aesthetic going on, and they're just, simple and barbaric and awesome. They're the best. I don't know, maybe I'm a little biased, but they're cool, right? Thousand Sons have the magic, esoteric knowledge, Magnus sieging on Fenris. Mortarion was active in Plague Wars and Godblight, and just has this body horror and really cool aesthetic to him, real stink aesthetic, if you will. Full-grown Poison Gilliman, Gabe put him into a little coma for a little bit. Fabius Bile, Eidolon, the Phoenix conclaves are being made with Eidolons trying to reunite the Emperor's Children, kind of make them into a more cohesive Legion once again and not shattered. Night Lords have, they had Talos, now it's Decimus. You get what I'm saying. The Iron Warriors now, and they all have certain appeals, and they all have either been active in the setting in one way or another, right? However, the Alpha Legion is missing something, just like that level of appeal. And I get you could say, oh, but Connor, it's, espionage, intrigue, secrets. That's what they do. They're war bands, Sure, I get that, and I'm not going to really say that they're not either. I'm not going to argue against that because that is what they are. But like every warband's doing their own thing, that's understandable. But it's going back to my previous point. It's like they all have something present in the narrative, right? They all have this thing that attaches you to the faction you've chosen in Chaos. And this doesn't really have to just be applicable to Chaos, but I'm using examples from the Traitor Legions because it's just most applicable to the video, right? So let's say like in 30K, the Alpha Legion means something, right? Because there's the whole Horus Heresy siege on Terra. You really don't know if Alfarius and Omegon are on which side, if they're loyalist or traitor. And some people try to make this claim that like the Alpha Legion are still loyalists. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That is like, I don't know how else to put it, like in a more YouTube friendly term. That's just kind of bullshit. You can maybe headcanon that, or you can make your own little warband, but as far as I'm concerned, most of the warbands are pretty much either at the best like renegades and kind of just want to look out for humanity in their own weird screwed up way, aside from the Imperium. They don't want to be attached to that. At their worst, they're still Chaos warbands who actively are undermining the Imperium, even if they kind of allude to not undermining the Imperium. You get what I'm saying? They have this back and forth really weird thing going on in 30K, and it meant something. Now in present setting, it doesn't really mean anything, at least to me, right? And maybe I'm gonna get some fans in here who are gonna maybe clear this up and explain why or how the Alpha Legion are missing something. But to me, they are. They just are. And it sucks to say, because I don't come out here and I don't dislike, like, I don't dislike any of the legions really, or any of the factions in Warhammer. I think everything has a redeeming quality to it and has something of equal intrigue to every person who's going to get interested in the hobby. But I just can't get behind the Alpha Legion because it feels like in the current setting, it's like a paradox, right? So like they're always like in this Ouroboros of being really, having the potential to be really cool, but they can't allow themselves to be cool. If you get what I'm saying, it's like, it's a circle. It's an ever, if that's what an Ouroboros is, it's constantly, you know, serpent eating its tail and whatnot, and this perpetual limbo. And that's what the Alpha Legion are, to me at least. That's why they're missing this level of appeal, I think, in a broader sense. Yes, if you like espionage and secrets, sure, you can get into them. You could also get into, I don't know, the Dark Angels. They do secrets and stuff as well, like esoteric knowledge and secrets again, more Tzeentchian. Why not go with 1,000 Suns, right? There's just, like, they want to be cool, but they can't let themselves be cool because it's like, that's not their characters. Their character, you know, the whole theme of the Legion is secrets, and you don't know what's going on, and this is a lie, and I'm Alpharius, but this too is a lie. It's not redundant. I don't think that's the most appropriate term I could use here, but it's mind-boggling, okay? It just doesn't make sense to me how every Legion has this level of appeal, has certain relevance in the story. And yeah, I haven't read Hero Master, I haven't read the Primarchs, I haven't read Alpharius' Primarch book, yeah. I am lacking in knowledge, I am lacking in some contextual stuff that might either make my argument really, really sound or not. But I'm just telling you what I feel, you know, like hobbyist to hobbyist, nerd to nerd, they're missing something. I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. But just to me, again, it's a paradox. They have the potential to be really awesome and cool, but the way they're written and portrayed in stories so very seldomly allows them to be cool and interesting because it defeats their purpose of being mysterious and you know, just this idea that you don't ever know what's going on with them. It's cool in concept to me, but it's not executed very well. Most of the time I engage in some level of research trying to gauge, you know, what's going on here. And I know some excerpts, you know, I always preach don't just read excerpts, read the story, but I don't have access to the story. So yeah, I'm going to go against my advice, which I frequently do, and read excerpts and watch YouTubers, and that's all fine and well. It's putting me on to certain events that I don't have the contextual knowledge to really, you know, spit at you and say, hey, I know this because I was there when Alpharius was killed by Dorn. You know, spoiler, I haven't even read that yet. And there's details that are missing there, which is a common theme again in the Alpha Legion writing, is that there's always something missing and always something hidden. But, you know, the best way I could describe it to finish the video off is just the thing that's missing is it's like the allowance of them, of the Legion to be cool, you know, the allowance of them to sort of maybe take a definitive stance. And I know maybe that would defeat the purpose of the Alpha Legion because their whole thing is they're not supposed to take a definitive stance. But that's like a double-edged sword. At times it could be really cool, but at other times it's like I'm groaning because I know what the hell's going to occur with an Alpha Legion story. You know, it's unfortunately what's supposed to be not predictable is always predictable. You're always left with more questions, and when executed well, that's really cool. But when more often than not it's just executed either poorly or just okay, kind of leads to shitty results. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone more educated can drop in the comments and let me know. We got some Alpha Legion fans in here, educate me. But other than that, y'all, the Alpha Legion is missing something, and hopefully I conveyed to you what it was. Or maybe you have a whole different interpretation of what they're missing, and if so, you can leave that in the comments. But otherwise, thank you for watching the whole thing, if you did watch the whole thing, and I am out of here.